Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to War Hospital. It's episode 24. We're nearing the end. In fact, we're going to get beyond an episode, but there's not going to be a change of clothes here. I'm going to finish in this sitting the chapter, and theoretically that should be the game, because to my understanding there's 3 chapters, and we're in that 3rd chapter. So a couple things that are coming up here as we get through these events here real quick. A couple targets. The plan for the remainder of the chapter. The research is done, so it's going to make things go a lot faster. We're going to be able to play pretty sped up, as we do have an ambulance coming in bringing some new patients. We do have 17 awaiting surgeries. There's another ambulance, so there's definitely going to be some new patients here. But we're good for the next 3 battles. And that's already, let's see, 1, 2, that's 3 days ahead, and it's 4 days till the final battle, which means really we have 4 last battles to get through, and we're going to be at the end. That's a lot of patience, a lot of opportunities for things to go wrong, and we've already seen in the recent battles our casualty count has been significantly higher. I mean, we've had 50 plus casualties per battle to handle. So, you know, we're looking at 150 to 200 more patients.
New patient arrived.
2 patients just died during the operation, back to back. Yikes. Rough start to the episode here. We went from 52 to 54, and we've only saved 4 so far. So 4 out of 6. That's it today? That's all we've managed. A lot of new patients. Not just a little, a lot. How is this guy being operated on when there's 2 here ahead of him? This trauma ward has been glitched out through a good chunk of this chapter. We've lost a lot of patients that just weren't seen. As we continue on, here's our goal. Besides getting through these 3 battles, as we get another slow start to this episode. A lot of negatives happening here. If you remember back a ways, I mentioned that gaming Decathlon, where I get my name from, the concept, the idea. I'm trying to get 1,000 points in each game. Now, I've exceeded 1,000 points twice out of over 100 games on the channel. I've gotten in the high 900s or high 800s more than 10 times. This looks to be headed 17-minute longer operation. We'll take that. Another negative event. What the heck is going on here? No. No longer fit for duty. Yeah, we'll take the no longer fit for duty. Chaotic start to this episode. My goodness. The goal is to get to 1,000 points. Now, all of the upgrades are complete, so we've already got the maximum score from the upgrades. The chapter, once we get through the... Okay, died in admission area, slight decrease to morale. That was... well, it didn't say denied admission. Let's get through this scout event and I'll continue on here. Reaching the village, scout team find a German squad searching the village door to door. They appear to be looking for an activity that would indicate the village was visited after the evacuation. Scout commander assessed his chances. They were more or less equal in terms of firepower and numbers, but there was also an advantage of surprise that the scouts had. He could subdue the German patrol to ensure that they will not report anything, but this could prove risky. It's late in the game. Attack the German squad. Commander orders his men to take positions on the top of the last house. From there, they had a better view of the Germans while having cover from the sturdy wall of the house. When the Germans drew closer to their positions, scouts opened fire. There was nothing the Germans could do. 2 consecutive salvos were enough to deal with the entire German squad. 8 military drafts, and that. Back to the goal.
Sir, new patient
To get to that 1,000 points. By the time we finish the 3rd chapter, I'll have all of the chapter points. I already have all of the upgrade points. The rest comes from the balance of those saved versus those we have lost. Now, each chapter, the counter resets as we just flew through a number of positive, successful surgeries finally. That's the best we've had in a little bit. And rehab center is occupied by nurses. Why would it be halted? First 2 chapters are already complete. So by the time you add the 50 points that'll come from completing the chapter. What we'll be looking at is I need a positive balance of 341. Now we just passed 341 saved. That's not the balance though. You gotta subtract out that 55. So we are still in need here a bit. But what we need to do is have that positive balance. And we are not far from it now. We're 50 away from getting there with 4 days to go. At this point, it's looking like this is going to be just the third game that has been able to not only reach, but exceed a 1,000-point score. Okay, rehab center. Let's get back in there. And okay, it's not halted now. That was just weird that it was halted in the first place. We're gonna put a couple points at the front. I mean, you still have the final battle, plus you do have casualties battle by battle. So we've seen it show that it was strong and then not be strong after a while. So it does seem that it does subtract out some of those points. But a lot of these can definitely go to HQ. But at this point, the thing about that too is that we do not have a necessity. We don't have any sort of urgency for military drafts either. We have plenty of points and no upgrades to do. It's just about ordering supplies when necessary. So 30 military drafts from that and about 10 points to the front. So kind of a 3-to-1 ratio on that is what I'm aiming for.
Sir, operation was successful.
We're going to go ahead and start speeding things up. Scout missions, though, 2 of them just finished. So let's see what to do from here. It's clear of events, and this side is clear of events. So we really are down to just the last couple. Drawing close to the end here. A little earlier in the chapter than one would expect. 350 the count now. We've seen 405 patients this chapter, and the expectation was 600.
Sir, operation was successful.
And, we only need
patient is cured.
46 additional in terms of the positive balance as we lose another patient. This one's during operation and a denied admission one. We have a couple denied admission ones right now, so that is going to get a little bit worse. Dependable is not the one we want to get rid of, so that's definitely not going to help work significantly better. 5 lost, 1 in admission, 1 denied admission, and 3 on the table already pretty quickly here. And we've only saved 19 and 5 is a pretty awful ratio, but it's still positive and it's still pushing towards that plus 61 that we were going to need from the start of this episode till the conclusion of the chapter. At this point, it's looking like this could be the highest score. At the moment, we're looking at an all trauma ward group of patients, though a random patient came in that we didn't see. More trauma ward patients. It's all trauma ward. It's been brutal on that part. We've got 1 doctor who's resting, and the weird thing too, like, they're not leveling up. This one is only leveled up twice, so he doesn't even have his 3rd bonus. This one's still only leveled up once. This doctor was a fairly recent addition. I get it that he hasn't leveled up, but we should be at 3 and 2 at least by now. If not 3 and 3, with this one, approaching his first bonus.
Sir, patient is cured.
Nurse that's leveled up, she's going to have all positive attributes now. Taking a look at supplies. Trauma supplies are definitely low. Surgical supplies a little bit on the low side, but we don't have any surgical general surgery operations right now, so we're going to let that one tick up on its own. Those lower trauma supplies make an order here fairly soon. Everything else is looking pretty good on supply count. We do have 2 new staff points. Did I get everyone hired? Oh, I did. That is everyone. We could actually we had 1 scout unit that lost a couple.
Patient is cured.
New patients coming in, a couple of them. 1 in the trauma ward, of course.
Sir, operation was successful.
Shift change.
Sir, operation was successful.
All right, operation successful. And for a moment, we were plus 300, and we lost another patient during operation, and they need another patrol at the front, another platoon.
Sir, new patient arrived.
And a bunch of new patients coming in from train. 10 in the surgery ward. It's good that it's mostly there. Just 1 here. That's And then, yeah, 10 for the surgery ward, but that's 2 per doctor. A lot of these are very complicated surgeries. Start with the easiest ones and then do the harder one after. So, okay, and that's 1 for each. Now we have 5 left. Do the harder one, and then everybody can get their rest after.
Sir, operation was successful.
And you can see we're back to 300 once again. And we lose another patient. This one denied admission. And here's our next attack. It's a gas attack. Probably a good thing for us. It means it's going to be more chemical patients. Chemical ward is clear. So it's a couple that just came in off the train. I'll be right through them and have an easy time dealing with these guys. We need to micromanage, do our 24-hour shift though for the medic teams.
Sir, report to the last battle.
Report.
My bad.
To the east and the west. The eastern riverbank, areas around Rochdale's Canvas Lake, and Domaine de Doulion are now in enemy hands.
Our forces are spread too thin. Without reinforcements, there is just too much ground to cover.
This is dangerous. One successful enemy push will be cut off. Any orders for hospital to withdraw?
No, sir. We were given a firm response to hold our ground.
Well, of course. If our forces are stretched thin, the German ones are even more. They should not be able to afford more than 1 or 2 more attacks.
Or 3.
Germans' only hope is to break through us and then shorten the line. Cutting us off is not going to accomplish that. There's little danger of being cut off, Major.
Even if it is true, that only puts a bigger target on us and the 36th Lieutenant Colonel.
Alright, lots of events here. Through them. Mostly positive, 1 negative. Longer operation. No, we'll take that one. Lost another patient there too. Denied admission. So that was 2 patients denied admission. That's already -8. Well, only plus 27. Definitely a weak ratio compared to what we're used to, for sure. And there's a lot of new additional patients here. And then that's not even counting anyone from the front. This is literally just what came off the train. So here's the big event. There is no big event, but this time other areas are bringing so many additional and deeply troubled, difficult surgeries, time-consuming surgeries, exhausting surgeries from other parts of the front in wide number. This is 88 supply. We have 26. We need to order supply. And this is not one of our 50 plus that we're going to expect on our own front here in a moment, assuming that, well, we're going to have a focus on chemical, right? And then the rest are going to be general surgery. I would suspect that we're going to get probably 5 to the trauma ward. We're going to get probably 15 to 20 at the chemical ward. And we're going to get 25 to 30 at general surgery, or 30 plus even. So we're going to get 30 more on top of the 19 that we have right here. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot to deal with. There's going to be plenty. I think we're going to easily have 10 or more that don't make it. And I'm probably going to go with more. We're going to need a lot more supply. We need to get that ordered here right away. Just 1 at the chemical ward at the moment means that's easy enough. If we're only going to get 5 more at the trauma ward in time, we'll have got through about 5. It'll continue to look like this for a while. Their rest. And we need to move 2 of them out to the ADS, where we have 55 in the trenches already moments after the battle. 3 nurses available. They have recovered. So let's go ahead and get 1 additional at each location. So that gets us 2 and 2 at the CCS. That gets us 5 at the operating ward.
Sir, medics are on the way.
Alright, shifted things out a little bit. We're back to a plus 300. Well, let's hope we can hold that. This is going to be a tough recovery. This is probably the hardest one we've had all along. We've got a little over a day till the next battle, but we've got 4 more battles coming, and we need those supplies now. We're very quickly already down to 8. So surgical supplies, that's an obvious one. We want to order like 100. Chemical supplies are fine. The trauma supplies are a little bit low. We'll order 20. And alcohol is a little bit low. We'll order 50. That's 57. 55 wounded in the trenches is our first count. And at this point, we might have medic teams that are already... Yes, no, we have medic teams on the way in with casualties already as it is. So it's close to 60 this time.
Sir, operation was successful.
All right, first ambulances coming in with patients from our front,
Sir,
as opposed to other fronts. Lots of medic teams. We should be getting them in pretty quickly, pretty easily. And now it's a matter of handling. And yes, as predicted, it's a chemical ward feature. That's 3 patients in. Another ambulance, more patients.
Sir, new patient arrived.
At least we're getting them in quickly so far. Both additions to the chemical ward. I don't think it was the exact number. I think we might have had 361, but we're going to count this as a 360 and 60. It's an easy number to remember as where we started for this battle. And
Sir,
of course, we had that
operation was successful.
additional like 30 patients that they brought in at the literal last second right before the battle.
Sir, operation was successful.
Bunch of tired engineers. And early in their shift. I swear there's got to be one of them. Well, they're not all in the same area. If they were all chemical, I wouldn't have a doubt, but that guy needs a rest. Let's start though, 7-0. That's we leveled up, and yikes for that medic team. Works worse at the ADS, which is where he's working. Can we get rid of the hysterical? No, that's not hysterical. That's harsh. So yeah, let's get rid of hysterical. Well, that others working with them perform worse. There's a no, works significantly better.
Sir, we lost this patient.
9 and 1 on the day so far. That
Sir,
was during
engineers
operation.
reached the pharmacy. Sir, new
Half an hour
patient
left on the
arrived.
shift. Let's make sure that they are going to make it. No, they're not close to collapse. They will make it. They'll get their rest in. Okay. And look how we've cut down on that. But here comes the patients from the front. I don't think I've had any
Sir,
events that
new
have
patient arrived.
lowered fatigue.
Sir, operation was successful.
We've just had shorter operations,
Sir, nurses
decreased
are on
chance
the
of
way.
failure. That's about it.
Sir, operation was successful.
There's one negative. But no, not too bad negative, except for that it's 2 supplies. Ooh, gosh. For the doctor.
Sir, nurses
We just
reached
got
the
our shipment
hospital.
of supplies in, so it came in pretty quick. And a doctor! That's chemical ward doctor has leveled up. That's his 3rd. And what do we have? Morale slightly increases, works more efficiently. Another negative event. Increased cost, that's okay. Got plenty of supplies for
Sir,
that.
operation was successful.
Okay, checking in. Check.
Sir,
Oh my
nurses
gosh, there's
reached
another.
casualty clearing station.
That's the final battle. There's 5 more, and we are not ready for the final battle yet, apparently.
Sir, operation was successful.
We're not quite ready. It's at strong. So we will need a few more patients for that. But we're down to 36
Sir,
in the trenches.
operation was
We've got
successful.
6 here, so the ambulance is working hard to bring them to us. Let's get these couple in
Sir,
there, and then we'll
patient is
check in
cured.
again.
Sir, operation was successful.
All right, 5 more general surgeries, and they're not bad. These are easier surgeries. So recalculating those positives. Down to 9 at the trauma ward, and we have 1 new here. Chemical ward. Things are going well. We did lose another
Sir,
patient.
operation was successful. Sir,
7:04 p.m.
new
Is that the
patient
one?
arrived.
I haven't seen where it came from. I think that was the one we already counted. That's our 2nd lost. 24 save those. 24 and 2 so far, but here's the time. This is where
Sir,
ones
operation
from the
was
front
successful.
are going to start dying without ever reaching us. And with still 37 to go. Meaning we could easily lose that 10 plus still. And it's happening too. It is happening. The number just jumped to 69 from 60. So we were at 62,
Sir,
and now it's at
new patient
69. We
arrived.
just lost 7 in an instant. 7. That never made it to us from the front. Okay, we definitely have some additional here, and just keeping an eye on this. We are starting to get into that fatigue point for our medic teams. We're down to 23 in the trenches, 7 waiting at the ADS. As for the nurses, they're on their 12-hour shift and they're already super fatigued. The 8 o'clock ones, we need to, I think, start rotating out a little bit, because there's so many operations happening right now that it's adding to their fatigue pretty quickly. So we'll begin with that. Close to collapse. Let's get. We're in the middle of a shift. Not sure how he's that tired, but okay. We need to check in on our scouts in a moment and make sure that we don't have some new event that's popped up following the battle. And no, it's still clear. It's still just the one. Is that? Oh, it's actually already done.
Sir, patient is cured. Sir, doctor is starting a new shift.
Alright, checking in on the assignment side, as yes, we are definitely starting to see some exhausted individuals. We're going to have to get, well, no, not yet. Not yet. We're going to prolong a little bit later, but the extremely exhausted. The next 5 patients have already arrived. We'll finish our rest and then have this doctor get on with the new ones. 3 new ones at the chemical ward, but very easy to take care of with 3 doctors that were already well rested. All fatigue gone for 2
Sir,
positive
new
events in
patient
a row. We have a close to collapse, and an extremely exhausted. We'll pull that one out. And it's supposed to be close to collapse, but it collapsed anyway.
Sir, medics are on the way.
Impractical, works much slower, and making them tire more. That's the one we definitely want to get rid of, and it's not giving me an option. But they also have another negative trait that makes them less efficient. But all we can do. There's a doctor, next chemical ward physician, who has leveled up.
Sir, operation was successful.
3 more patients lost at the front in an instant, so that's 10 that have not made it to us, plus 2 that have died otherwise. And we are now blue for the final battle.
Sir,
At this
patient
point
is
in
cured.
time, anyway. We've seen 470 patients. Comes the next wave. As for the ADS, it's down to 16, just 10 left in the trenches. And there's patient number 400 that we have saved in this chapter.
Sir, operation was successful.
Okay, we've got one to us. That's terminal. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. There's no... Okay, so that's one that's got to us too late. They got them to us, but too late. That's the shortest one. Trauma ward almost clear. Finally, they're done. Let's get that rest out of here. Get that rest out of here. And what about you?
Sir, doctor is starting a new shift.
Another big push. We finished that squad. Now they need another
Sir,
platoon for the
patient
front.
is cured.
And that's a denied admission patient that just passed away. So
Sir,
we had to,
operation
that's
was
the terminal
successful.
one. That was the, they had about 10 minutes to live, so we were just, there was no saving them. They literally got them to the CCS moments before they died. Checking in on supplies, we are down to 30 already on the general.
Sir, we lost this patient.
And we just lost another one during operation, so now 74. That's 14 lost, but 45 saved. Down to just 5 in the trenches, 7 more wounded. It's definitely a factor. Let's check in on these assignments. Close to collapsing, get them out of there. Got one that's back in though. Add one extremely exhausted, and let's also bring our first one, an exhausted one, back from the ADS. Let this smaller group handle it. We do have 12 awaiting burial, but we'll get them some help.
Sir, nurses reached the hospital.
We have another battle soon, and this is going to be the nature of the rest of this. It's going to be one after another, and we're still going to get others coming from other parts of the front. This is the challenge of the third chapter. It's this handful of battles at the end, back to back to back, and then bringing you extra patients via train from other parts of the front on top of it. It's just going to be chaotic all the way till the end. That's the challenge, and we are in the middle of it now. We're up to 14 lost, but 51 saved. And they need more and more squads just to handle. But the good news is we've got the numbers already. The good news is everything we're sending there, we're getting back twofold. Our numbers are right back where it was even after we spent 60 points. Surgical supplies are low, so let's order some more.
Sir, new patient arrived.
Definitely less than before, and we've got an event. They want 40 surgical supplies. We've got 5 minutes to get there. We've got 31 right now. I'd like to change that order. That ticked off at a bad time there. Okay, big new wave of patients that just got to us. We've got, and the next battle already the next battle. We're gonna have to be really careful now because we've got to give those medic teams some rest. They have not finished their pullout from the ADS of the last battle, and we've only just started to rotate a couple of them to get some rest. Just started. Now we've got a whole nother battle to deal with, and it's going to be one on top of the other. We're going to be losing a lot more than the 14 we lost in this result.
Sir, patient is cured.
Next train's just a few minutes away. Nurse leveling up, that definitely helps. Others working with them tireless is probably good, but speed up operations and operating wards is the best thing. So we'll...
Sir, operation was successful.
You know, I don't need the 2 staff contracts, so it's okay. We can totally bypass that.
Patient is cured.
Another nurse levels up. She's got a 1.5.
Sir, patient is cured.
Another doctor, general surgeon leveling up, but he's already done. He's got everything we need and want. Fatigue. Yeah, close to collapse, and extremely exhausted. We'll start with them and get these 2 to replace them. We're going to have to go with a team of 6 at the ADS. In the trenches is only coming up at 22, though. This was a smaller battle. They couldn't amass as much already. No, these are still left over from last battle. These are the final casualties coming in from the last battle here. From the front.
Sir,
or in
operation was successful.
Somewhere we didn't see. Terminal. Can we save you? No. Denied. That's one coming from the last battle. 420 and 75. Coming up
Sir,
on 500. 500 of the 600 plus that we're going to be getting. There's our arrival of supplies, but I am not going to send those for the staff contracts. We're up to 12 staff points anyway. They gave us some additional staff points. Now we've had 2 battles. Let's double check and make sure there's no new events here. That's it. Looks like we are done with all scout events. Got a nurse that's leveled up. She's got 2 negative, but we can't trade any of them out. Speeds up operations. And
Sir, new patient arrived.
ouch. We'll take this one.
Sir, we lost this patient.
Just lost one
Sir,
during operation. We're up to 78 now. That's happened pretty quickly here. Get that morale while back. It's up to 98%. It's not too bad. Okay, we definitely have new patients.
Patient is cured.
We're getting through them pretty quickly
Sir,
here.
medic.
There we go. Okay, those 2 ambulances are empty.
Patient is cured.
Chemical ward. 5 new patients for the chemical ward. 2 new in the trauma ward, but that trauma ward's finally not out of control. Okay, staff issues, close to collapsing, close to collapsing. Down to just 14 in the trenches, but we're having a hard time here, and we just lost 2 more nurses to collapsing. I didn't micromanage well enough. 350. We have the plus 341 with 4 battles to
Medics
go.
are on the way.
We look like we are headed for that 1,000-point score, unless that chaos continues to a point that we see huge numbers tick up. And we have. We've seen it do it to us already. We've seen it add
Sir,
7 to
medics
10
reached the casualty
casualties
clearing station.
in an instant. So it is still inevitable, but we're going to go ahead and pause it right there and call this one an episode. But I think at this rate, with just 2 and a partial days to go, probably 1 more episode to reach the end of the chapter. Can we keep up the positive? Anything above 0 will see us maintain a 1,000-point score. So this is looking really good on that front, but can it be the channel's highest all-time score? We'll find out in the next episode. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.